guys, welcome to my office. I wanted to shoot a quick video for you about how to raise capital and for your real estate transactions. Now, here's the big thing about raising money. Raising money is really not a matter of marketing. It's not really a matter of overcoming objections. I feel that raising capital is all about two things. It's all about knowledge, understanding how money works, understanding how the money that you're going to borrow from private lenders gets put into play. And secondly, the other thing is competition. You need to know what else is out there that you're competing against when you're raising money, okay? Because when I meet with private lenders, I had a private lender lunch yesterday with a fella who had a job, a pretty good white collar type of job. It saved a bunch of money in his 401k and was downsized. And he's had another job that he's into now, but he has this money sitting and waiting in an old 401k. He's also got some money on the sidelines in his CD, earning very, very little interest. So I've been marketing to a lot of people. I have a list of potential investors, friends, family, my social network that I market to, and I'm going to show you a copy of the newsletter that I use. But I think it's really important for you to understand the mechanics of private lending. And so for the course for this video, I'm going to talk specifically about raising capital for rehabs, okay? For buy, fix, and sell, or buy, fix, and rent. Buy, fix, and rent to own. But I'm going to focus real specifically on buy, fix, and sell, okay? We make hundreds and thousands of dollars a year in our construction business, buying, fixing, and selling properties, okay? So the way you need to understand, there's really three components. There's three components to a private lender deal, a traditional private lender deal, okay? There's the house, okay? Okay, there's the house here, right? Little smoke coming out the top. Okay, then over here there's the note. Okay, the note is the IOU. This is the promise to pay. Okay, the promise to pay. Okay, the IOU. IOU money. And this is how I plan to repay it. Okay, that's the note. Now in the middle is the mortgage. And the mortgage is what gets recorded in public record that connects the note to the house. Okay? So we want to get the note connected to the house. The only way to do that is to record a mortgage. And we do that in public record, okay, down at the recorder's office. Okay, no problem. So here's the thing. When I look at a mortgage, this is a pretty boring document. Okay, this is a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, but basically what it is, it has who the borrower is, okay, who the lender is, and the amount of money. Okay, and then other than that, it's a legal mumbo jumbo. Okay, LMJ, legal mumbo jumbo. And what I mean by that is, you can get a standard mortgage that's for your state from any real estate attorney can put those together. Okay? This mortgage basically says if I don't pay, who can come after me, right? If I don't pay my note, then whoever lent me the money can foreclose on me. Okay, what's the recourse? That's all in the mortgage. Okay, that's the legal mumbo jumbo, and you can really get that from any real estate attorney. Now, the note is the promise to pay. This is the IOU. So this again says who's the lender, who's the borrower, okay, the amount of money that they lent, okay, and other things like where is the money to be paid, okay, how is the money to be paid, okay, when is the money to be paid, okay, things like that, all the terms. Now, the note does not get recorded in public record, Okay? It's not, the public doesn't need to know all the details of this stuff. So we record the mortgage with the LMJ, the legal mumbo jumbo, and that secures the note against the house. Okay, so let me give you an example of a deal and how we structured it. Okay, this is a house we bought about a week ago, and the purchase price was $52,000. Okay, we got some seller concessions for property taxes. Okay, so our the amount of money that we had to bring to closing was $50,000 cash to close. So 52 is the purchase price, but we got credits for the property taxes. Okay? Our rehab budget is 32. Okay? And we borrowed a total of 86. Okay? So you'll say, Josh, well, you had to bring 50,000 to closing. The rehab budget's 32. That's 82, and you borrowed 86. Okay? Well, I don't know about you, but when I buy real estate, I like to get paid when I buy real estate. So I just put a check in my bank account last week for $4 grand. Okay? That was an acquisition fee that I buried into the deal. Okay? Now, what this basically is I'm taking a piece of my profit up front. All right, the profit that I'm going to make later, I'm taking $4,000 of that profit up front. Okay. Now, here's the great thing about this, and the great thing about having an investment business along with a real estate brokerage office. So I own investment businesses, several of them. I also own a real estate brokerage office called Sharp Concepts Realty. And inside of Sharp Concepts, guess who my buyer's agent was? It was one of my agents. Well, since I'm the buyer, the agent gets a 50-50 split on the commission with my brokerage office. Okay, so it was about a $1,500 commission. Guess what? The agent got $750 and I got $750. Okay, so $4,000 up front from the rehab, and I got $750 up front when I bought it from my brokerage because I own the brokerage. Okay, so I basically took a profit check out of the business for the $750 in profit. Okay, now what happens is that now we take this $86,000 mortgage and we record it in public record. Okay, so now if you look up these properties in public record, or you pull title, you're going to see a mortgage on this house. All right, so for $86,000. And what happens now is we have a note that explains the terms of the deal. All right, so here's my terms that I use with almost all of my private lenders. Okay, it's 12% interest or 15% of profit, okay, whichever's greater. Okay, 12% interest on their money, that's their floor. Okay, that's in the note, it's a fixed number. Now, I cannot say it's guaranteed, I cannot say it's a safe investment. Those are things that the SEC prohibits me from saying. Okay, can't say it's guaranteed, I can't say it's safe, but I can say it's fixed. You know why? Because it's in the note. In the note, it's fixed. It's in writing. Okay, so it's fixed at 12%. Or it also says in the note 15% of the profit, whichever is greater. Okay. The other thing that I do, which is really cool, is we set the note up so it's a 1-year balloon. Okay, 1-year balloon. What that means is that I have 1 year to buy the property, fix it, and sell it. And when I sell it, my private lender gets their principal back plus their interest. Okay? If for any reason it takes me more than a year to do this deal, which they never take more than a year, but if they did, I would be forced, okay, through the paperwork, through the legal mumbo jumbo, to pay back my private lender the $86,000 plus the interest that he's earned at 12%. Now, we've never had a property go more than a year, but if it did, I would have to pay them back. That's easy because if I had to, by this time the house would be fully renovated. I could go get a bank loan. I could go get another private lender to replace the first private lender. I could use my own cash to replace the private lender, etc., etc., etc. I just find a way to remove them and get new financing. Now, this house, I'm into it for $86,000, but I'm going to list it and sell it for $159,900. Okay. Sell for $159,900. All right. So I probably won't sell it for $159,000. That's going to be the initial list price. I hope that somebody comes in and pays me full price, but that might not happen. So let's just say I get an offer of $140,000. All right, $20,000 less than the $159,900. All right, and we agree on a sales price of $140,000 after closing costs. Okay, maybe seller concessions, bringing the property taxes current, etc., etc. I'm going to probably net $128,000. Okay, well, I'm into it for what? I'm into it for $82,000. Remember, I borrowed $86,000, but I'm into it for $82,000. Okay, so my profit from this transaction, our projected profit is going to be $46,000. Okay, 46 grand. Pretty good deal, right? Absolutely. $46,000. A lot of people work all year, 40, 50, 60 hours a week to make that kind of money in a year. We're gonna make this money part-time, okay? And it's probably gonna take us about 4 to 6 months, but very part-time, very part-time. All right, so here's how it would work for our private lender. Our private lender gets 12% interest on the $86,000, okay, or 15% of the profit of the 46. So 15% of 46 is $6,900. Okay, $6,900 profit from that transaction. Okay, so 15% of the profit is $6,900. 12% interest, okay, on the $86,000. If you do the math, let's just do the math here real quick. I don't have my calculator with me. So 86,000 times 12%, 0, 0, 0, 2, 1, 17, 0, 0, 0, 6, 8, 0, 0, 0, 2, 10,000, yep, $10,320 is 12% interest on $86,000. Now that's an annual number. That's for 12 months. Okay, but what if the deal only took us 6 months? Because our rehabs take us about 4 to 6 months from the time we buy them to the time we get paid. Right? So actually you have to divide this number by 2. So it's approximately $5,160 in 6 months. Okay, so here's the comparison. All right, so my private lender, his floor, right, his fixed interest rate is 12%, which means that if it was a 6-month deal from start to finish, he would get his $86,000 back, plus he would get $5,160 in interest. Okay, that's the 12%. Or he gets 15% of profit. Okay, 15% of profit is $6,900. So which would you rather have? Would you rather have $5,160, which is 12% interest, or would you rather have $6,900? Right? Answer to that is pretty simple. We'd rather have more money. Right? So if he gets $6,900, right, back in 6 months, right, the easy way to do this math is just to multiply times 2 to figure out what his annual interest would be. So 6,900 times 2 equals 13,800. Okay? That's the annual interest that he's earning off of his $86,000 investment. That's how you figure out the annual ROI. Assuming it takes 6 months, you just multiply times 2. Okay? So, would you rather have $10,320 annually on 12% interest, or would you rather have $13,800, okay, on his percentage of the profit? Okay? Now, the easy way to do this, I was just going to turn on my phone, depends on how long it takes. Let me do one more calculation and I'll show you his interest rate. Okay? So, 13,800 is his annual amount of interest divided by his investment of 86,000. That's going to give us his annual yield or his annual ROI. Okay? So my iPhone here is kicking on, and it'll be much faster if I can just do this on the calculator. So let's divide $13,800 of interest divided into 86,000. His annual interest rate is 16.04%. Okay, about 16.1% interest. All right. So my private lenders love me because they get a fixed interest rate of 12% and they get this potential bump in their interest rate. All right. So here, if this deal goes as planned, okay, where we sell the property, list it for $159, sell it for $140, we net $128 after closing costs. Okay, we're into it for $82. Our profit is $46. The deal takes 6 months to do. Okay, his interest of participating in the profit is much greater than 12%. His interest rate is actually 16.1. Again, based on this assumption, this is all an assumption. 16.1% instead of 12. So my private lenders love me because they know that they're going to get that 12% interest based on the note, and they have this potential bump. So if this number would have turned out to be less than 12%, we would just pay them the 12%. Okay, so that's their minimum. That's their floor. All right. So yesterday I had a meeting just like this. I met with one of my potential private lenders for the first time. And what I've been doing is sending him my newsletter. Okay, so here is some copies of my recent newsletter called The Millennium. Okay, what I did is I went through and I brainstormed through my cell phone, through my email accounts, through Facebook. I started with people that I knew, people that I already had a prior existing relationship with, that I could send these newsletters to, and I started mailing these out at the beginning of the year. Okay, right after my surgery, probably about February, I started to mail these out. And I really didn't contact a whole lot of these private lenders. What I've been doing is they've been calling me. All right? I've been basically doing case studies and examples like this and telling them how I use capital to fund deals and the profits that I've been making. I'm not soliciting them to invest in a specific deal. Okay, that's important. I'm not soliciting them. I just want to raise awareness so that they will call me and we can go grab lunch together. So the appointment I had yesterday was exactly what I've shown you here. Okay, this is a guy who's interested, and he walked out of the meeting and said, "Josh, I want to do a deal with you." All right, he's got about $100,000 to work with, but he said, "Look, how much do you need?" I said, "Well, our bread and butter deal is I'm going to need between $70,000 and $80,000 to buy a house and fix it, and we're going to sell it, and our target is to make $40,000 profit per rehab." Okay? Now we're rehabbing primarily bank-owned properties, foreclosures, REOs, etc., fixing them up and selling them for a profit. So this is what you need to know. You don't have to be a math whiz or a financial advisor or anything like that, but you need to know a basic understanding about how money is used and how to calculate your interest rates. Okay? So over the next couple weeks, I'm going to release to you a lot of cool new information about how to raise capital in your business. if you're interested in learning how to raise capital, just send us an email. Okay, send us an email to coaching@shreknow.com. That's coaching@SRECNOW.com. And tell us a couple things. Tell us your first name, your last name, your email, your phone number. And just let us know, yes or no. Are you interested in raising money to fund your real estate deals? Okay? Number one. Number two, how, if I release a training program or a coaching program or a product or an event, how would you want to consume that information? Would you like to travel to an event, go to Vegas and have me teach it to you in a boot camp? Would you rather learn it in a mastermind group? Would you rather come to my office and sit at my conference table and learn it and actually go out in the field with me and see my deals and see how I structure these transactions? Or would you rather me deliver this information online to you through a series of coaching classes and webinars and videos that wouldn't require any travel? Okay? So send us an email to coaching@SRECNOW.com and let us know. Is this stuff that interests you? Did I totally bore you? Are you interested in learning more about finance and how to raise capital to fund all your real estate deals? If so, just let us know. Coaching@shreknow.com, and we'll talk to you soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. We'll see you next time.